Don't Starve, a game with a pretty straightforward goal. It is brought to you by the minds of Klei Entertainment, known for their previous titles such as Shank and Mark of the Ninja. Don't Starve is currently in a closed beta, and if you purchase the game, you can get early access to it. But the question here, of course, is this upcoming survival game looking to be worthy of your time? Don't Starve initially puts you into the shoes of Wilson, a so-called gentleman scientist who has been trapped by a demon, and, as you do, transported to a mysterious dimension. From there on out, it is obviously a solid plan to at least attempt to survive in this new and odd world that has a sinister and yet rather appealing look to it all. Don't Starve doesn't give you any information on the story or the world around you, and instead lets you do whatever you please with no story guiding you along. However, the atmosphere is excellent right from the start, and everything from the goofy and creepy art style to the soothing music does a good job at grabbing you in. Creatures, of which there are plenty, have interesting and odd designs, and even Wilson himself is quite the strange fellow, here and there commenting on the situation in a rather curious attempt to communicate. Gathering food is, unsurprisingly in a game called Don't Starve, a high priority, and you don't go about it just by punching some trees. Luckily, food can be gathered in a variety of ways, and one neat trick is to position yourself between a poor, unlucky rabbit-esque creature and his escape route, allowing you to cut him in half just before he goes underground. If, however, you're not manly enough to hit your victims to death yourself, you can also construct and place various traps to do that for you. The initial start of the game is all about gathering items. Twigs, grass, and even flowers are all useful in one way or another, and as you'll slowly see your time run out, which is indicated by the day-night cycle up top, you will have to make sure you got plenty of items with you to achieve whatever goal you are setting for yourself. Because when night falls, chances are the only thing you'll be doing is sitting next to a hopefully well-lit fire in a fetal position, because the night is dark and full of terrors. The interface in Don't Starve serves its purpose well, and as the game is, at first glance, rather simple, you shouldn't have any issues getting into it. Wilson can be controlled with the mouse, by means of point and click, or if you prefer, by using the keyboard. Don't Starve has quite a great sense of exploration, and the interface won't actually tell you what you need to do. You can of course see what kind of items you'll need, but how or where you get them is up to you to find out. So there is plenty for you to do. Chop some trees, plant some trees, attack a buffalo, run the hell away from said buffalo, then maybe dig up some graves, and probably most importantly, well, except for not starving of course, is doing science. Science, which in Don't Starve mainly means throwing gold nuggets and other items into a hastily crafted machine, is the main aspect that will drive you forward, and is your prime way of unlocking new gadgetry and other silly items for you to utilize. And again, the system here is really simple. Science is measured on the UI and is gained by throwing gold and other curious items into your science machine. You can then unlock new items as you go along, and all you need to do after that is gather the materials needed to build those items. Gathering the materials of course requires you to do plenty of exploring and taking some risks here and there, as the local population of the areas you enter may or may not be very happy to see you. Combat in Don't Starve is very much straightforward, and is mainly a case of hovering the mouse over the enemy, with here and there running away. Because the camera can sometimes be a bit of a bother, which you can however turn with the Q and E buttons, you can occasionally click on things you didn't want to, as certain entities will get hidden behind other objects. As such, combat is likely to be the weakest part of Don't Starve, as it's neither visceral, has no real punch behind it, isn't hugely responsive, and is really simple. Luckily, the map for Don't Starve is, again, simple, but effective, and does a good job at pointing out all the materials and other landmarks you may have come across, which is certainly useful, as getting lost or moving too far can easily be the end of you when you notice you have run out of resources to start a new campfire. When you do die, say because of some treacherous spiders decided your legs look delicious, you can start anew in the same world you were in, keeping all your research progress. Or you can of course decide to start with an empty slate, meaning dying isn't necessarily the complete end. Furthermore, the longer you survive, the more experience you earn, This experience is in turn then used to unlock new characters, of which there are already quite a few. These characters of course look different, but also have a different key trait, increasing the otherwise already high replay value. It's hard to find something truly negative to say about Don't Starve, as it seems quite competent already, with more being added every so often. Don't Starve is obviously not a hugely complex game, and if you're looking for highly advanced systems, this is not the game for you. Combat isn't exciting or otherwise interesting, crafting is simplistic, but all of this creates for a very easy game to get into that has a fantastic atmosphere to lure you in, with a great focus on exploration, and not to mention already seems to have a ton of content. Don't Starve is a simple game, but a hugely appealing one with more than enough replay value to keep you going. That being said, my name's been Hus, and I can definitely recommend giving Don't Starve a shot.